was silent. Good. Okay. Close that off. Make you big. And lower you down. Never done this before. Never done this at all on my channel before. This is definitely something new, I will have to say. Okay. Preparing that. Make sure I'm spelling that correctly. I did not spell that right whatsoever. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's so everyone knows what this. I hope this is a short series. We're only planning to do 15 chapters. We can spend each chapter as long as we need to. Don't know how long it's going to be though, but the hell is that? Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Okay. Okay, like that's finished. Okay. Hello everyone. This is something new I'm doing. I've never done this before. I am creating a book with you guys, or should I say, I'm going to show what the book is. You can add ideas to it if you like. It's not official until I make an audiobook of it. We can have fun with this. So the topic of this one is going to be sci-fi. The basic story of this. Okay. Just pause for a moment. No spoilers. This is what it's going to be. Yep. So I'm be explaining what the introduction is, and here so we can expand if we need to. Introduction. The introduction sets up a dark, epic science fantasy world where humanity's brief moment of peace was shattered by a catastrophic outside force. That begins as a survival story, quickly expands into something much darker and stranger. Bending post-apocalyptic sci-fi. I can't say that. Control. When I say can't say, that means I can't. I don't know how to pronounce it. Prophecy and magic. The tone is grim, mysterious, and cinematic. It introduces a world where humans are no longer in control, where society has been rebuilt under extreme pressure, and where terrifying truths about their existence slowly begin to surface. The opening gives a feeling of the story about survival inside a layered nightmare. Each revelation making the world feel bigger, harsher, and more upsetting. That's the non that's the spoil free of that. I am planning to do 15 chapters only, so let's begin. Introduction. June 13th, 2060. Humanity had finally achieved peace. After decades of conflict, the world had begun to stitch itself back together. Families reunited, cities rebuilt, laughter returned to playgrounds. There were still scars, but for the first time in generations, people dared to dream of a better future. A war-torn Earth was healing, and then it came. A strange object fell from the sky, sleek, fast, and unlike anything human eyes had ever seen. At first, it was dismissed as some prototype military drone, but it moved erratically, unnatural, too fast to track. Within days, the illusion of peace shattered. Panic gripped the globe as more objects descended. The military mobilized, despite to suppress the rumors already flooding social media. It wasn't from Earth. The truth came too late. Then humanity tried to fight. It was no match. The invaders, whoever they were, unleashed weaponry that defied comprehension. Entire armored divisions were lifted into the air, compacted into shimmering spheres, and detonated like fireworks. One strike, thousands dead. The world felt silent. Oh, I went too far. In the chaos that followed, humanity did what it always had. It ran, it hid, but it didn't matter. The alien machines could track people anywhere. Cities were emptied, forests burned, refugees became prey. A pattern emerged. Select groups of people from every ethnicity. I can't say that correctly, but you know what I mean. Every corner of the globe were captured. The rest were exterminated. From over 8 billion, only 500 million survived. They were placed into suspended animation. No aging, no dreams, just silence. Time passed. Then the survivors awaken. Weekend. This is where I'm editing out because make sure it sounds correctly. It was not to Earth as they knew it. Okay, I'm changing that part. It was not Earth as they knew it. It was not Earth. It was a new... Why do I type like that? It was a new... Okay. The survivors... Oh. That's better. Awaken. Then the survivors awakened. It was not Earth. It was a new unknown place. February 25th, February 25th, 3194. Over 11 centuries had passed. They found themselves lying in beds they were used to. Wait, that's not proper English. They found themselves lying in beds They used to, okay. Lying in beds. Lying in beds. They used to use. Okay, there you go. That's better. They found themselves lying in beds they used to use. Surrounded by walls and lights, houses they used to build were somehow in a new location, but somewhere far away. Panic. Actually, it should not be returned, it should be emerged. Emerged. Panic emerged as they realized the world planet, you mean, or I mean, planet they knew was so far, okay, the planet emerged as they realized the planet as what they thought it was. They realized they are far from away from home. They're far away from Earth. Hello. You can't. You can't hear me. What? You can't hear me. Yep. Okay. Hello. That's Twitch. Hello. Okay. Hello. Okay. Next part here. The first scientists among them did their best. They dated the environment, calculated star positions, studied the materials, but nothing could prepare them for what they saw when they looked out the window. Yep, that makes sense. I was confused. That makes sense. They were in clays. Bleh, can't speak. Bleh. They were enclosed. Towering metal walls, embedded with advanced technology, loomed over 50 meters tall. Well, this is a reference, so I'm taking that away. Oh, actually, yeah, that's um, stretched far beyond sight in every direction. One survivor compared it to the walls from Attack of Titan. Any only bigger. They were prisoners in a colossal enclosure. 9 months passed in confusion, fear, and what word did I use from that? Deep confusion, fear, and what? Oh, desperation. I forgot what that word means, but I'll deal with that later. Especially, eventually, I can't even read my own thing. Eventually, order emerged. A new government formed. It called itself the Continuous Alliance. Alliance. I can't. Oh my god, I can't read. The Continuance Authority. Bleh. Its mission was simple: preserve the species no matter the cost. It enforced strict laws, mandated reproduction, and implemented uh, implemented ration living. I forgot what I did here. Okay, mandated reproduction. That's correct. Implement. Uh, let's do controlled living. That, cause I forgot what word that was. Individual freedoms were sacrificed in the name of survival. The world had already ended once. They wouldn't allow it to happen again. But then, something unexpected happened. A group of children were playing in a grassy field. That's where I'm going to change a bit of this, which is the point of the stream. One of them picked up a stick and remembered, nope, I'm doing something a little bit different from here. Okay. Okay. Da-da. Responded. Actually, that might be correct. A group of children were playing in a grassy field. One of them picked up a stick and remembered a spell from an old animated show. Shouted the words with a grin. The ground responded. Yep, I think that is correct. A pulse of energy surged through the child's body. The stick glowed red. A fireball shot out, igniting a nearby bush. Stunned, the children repeated that. Stunned. The children repeated the act. One after another, the impossible happened. Magic was real. But no one knew the of it. No knew the truth. Yep. Okay, that's an important line right here. Magic was real, but no one knew the true origin of it. I'm keeping that a little bit for later, but you can just probably figure out from that. The phenomenon swept the enclosure. Adults and children awake alike begun experimenting, crafting wands from different materials. Scientists confirmed it. Some strange energy source permeated the world around them. It could be channeled, shaped. It could be channeled, shaped, used. What? Okay, it can be channeled, yes. And yeah, I'm gonna say it can be channeled. Let's put this there. The continuance authority quickly imposed a structure. Wand tiers were established. Novices received crude, weak staves. The elite wielded elegant, powerful instruments of energy. A new society began to form. One built on lies, technology, and now magic. The three structures, the three pillars: law, technology, and magic. But peace, however fragile, was not meant to last. Centuries passed, many generations lived, more and more people got used to magic. But an event in the church changed everything. One day, a priest used a high-level wand to heal the sick. One day, the priest using a high wand to heal the sick, then felt a strong pull. His magic drained into the wand. A flash of light erupted. and a book appeared before him. It resembled the Bible in form, but not in language at first. Wait. Okay, I might have changed this. It resembled the Bible in form, but not the language. Then, before his eyes, the letters shifted, morphed into English. Or should I say, into their own language. To their own language. Their own human language. It was a prophecy. It was the book of prophecy. The first prophecy, the slaughter, an event meant to occur in just a few years. This was the first, not fifth, of many prophecies meant to happen while on the planet. No matter who you are, it's impossible to change the prophecy. Many dismissed it as nonsense. The priest was old. Perhaps it was just a magical illusion. But then, a few years later, the ground trembled. A deep boom echoed across the enclosure. Sirens blared. There. The military rushed to the ancient main gate. The one, ancient main gate. Okay, that is not ancient because the rush to the main gate. Okay, showing that. Since they first woken up, no one had dared to approach the only gate of the enclosure. Gate of the closure. I'm going to take away centuries because that makes no sense in this context. And then they heard it. Voices, loud. How do I say that? Guttural? Where are you? I'm blind. There it is. Guttural? Loud. Okay. Voices. That were loud and mnemonic in nature, speaking a language no one understood. The gate had to open. A hand, massive, pale, and inhuman, gripped the edge and pulled. They weren't alone. The giants had arrived. Each one was the size of a 4-story building. They carried large sacks. Some wore uniforms. A scientist scrambled to use savage technology to translate the language. Then They saw the result. His face went pale. Oh shit. That can't be right. What is it? A nearby soldier asked. The translator beeped. Giant zoo employee. How many humans do the customer want to try? Another giant. Not sure. They've been eager to taste them ever since we got them. Giant zoo employee, bring in the customers so they can choose their humans. The scientist dropped the device. Wait, we were food? Wait, are we food? Moments later, giant children, each the size of a small house, ran through the gates, shrieking with joy. Some grabbed humans and devoured them instantly. Some tore limbs for fun. Parents scolded them gently, promising they'd get more later. Chaos erupted. Within 30 minutes, thousands were dead. The giants left, dragging their sacks filled with people. The enclosure fell into shocking silence. That night, the government convinced no conv, conv, I forgot what word this was. Convened spoke with the priest. No one spoke until he did. The priest spoke in a scared but calm manner. The freaking bug on my computer. Oh, I just killed it. The prophecy was true, and it was only the beginning. A grim policy was enacted. Criminals and occasionally volunteers would be sacrificed to the giants during future events. Offerings to previous indiscriminate slaughter. But the horde didn't end there. A pattern. Yeah, where's my thing? There it is. A pattern began to form. The events. March 26th, 3200. 504 killed, 126 taken. August 17th, 3202. 435 killed, 165 taken. January 8th, 3205. 395 killed, 205 taken. May 30th, 3207. 240 killed, 360 taken. October 22nd, 3209. 139 killed, 461 taken. March 15th, 3212. 41 killed, 559 taken. August 6th, 3214. 0 killed, 600 taken. December 28th, 3216. 1,300 taken. May 20th, 3219. 2,944 taken. October 12th, 3221, 4,294 taken. March 5th, 3224, 5,942 taken. January 27th, 3226, 6,513 taken. December 19th, 3228. Wait, I think my brain was saying it wrong. December 19th, 3228, 7,453 taken. May 11th, 3231, 8,430 taken. October 3rd, 3233, 9,243. February 25th, 3236, 50,000 taken for a giant festival. Since the final event, the Giants never took more than 50,000. But the chilling precision, every event erased exactly 0.01% of the remaining human population. And somewhere beyond the wall, more were coming. After years of death and suffering, people had grown numb. Fear became routine, and no one resisted anymore, because deep down everyone knew the horror wouldn't stop, no matter how hard they tried. Peace eventually settled over the enclosure, a false calm within towering walls. But one man, a nobody, in a grand story, changed everything. Armed in a fabric of magic he'd learned long ago, he secretly approached the main gate. That's supposed to be an N, not an M. Main gate. Then he touched the wall itself, which no one dared to do. From this one incident, he was the only one to witness an unreal event. The wall reacted to him. A platform emerged from its surface. An ancient, forgotten technology. Oh, forgotten technology. What do you want? That I don't care. Okay. Forgotten technology embedded within its structure. Slowly, it lifted the man upward, skyward. Same thing, but yeah. As he reached the top, he froze, overwhelmed with terror at what he saw. Staggering backwards in fear, he slipped and fell to his death. Witnesses after described his final expression, pure horror. His death sparked new questions. What did he see? What truly lay beyond the wall? The same day, a series of mysterious incidents occurred. Around 60 people died, each falling from great heights, in seemingly unrelated accidents, but something connected them, something the public couldn't explain. A new law was quickly passed. No one was allowed to climb the wall. not because of physical danger, but because of the fear. It, it actually, that is it, was said that anyone who saw what lied beyond would be paralyzed by it and fall. Yet, as always, teenagers pushed boundaries. A group of them climbed the wall. Though afraid, they didn't fall. They had a plan. They took out their phones and snapped photos, or actually taking pictures, beyond the wall. One photo, there was something strange, a smudge. Curious, one teen pulled out binoculars from their bag and looked in the direction of the smudge. What he saw made his heart stop. Something larger than the giants. Something unnatural, reaching out and dragging the giants themselves toward an even bigger wall, one that dwarfed the enclosure entirely. Shaking, the teens managed to escape escape managed to capture a clearer photo using a high-tech camera. Then they descended, becoming the first people in history to survive the full view beyond the wall. But they were too shaken to speak. So the end of the introduction here. The government swiftly seized the photos and buried them, determined to prevent a mass panic. They, a secret meeting was held among top officials to review the images. Some claimed the photos were faked, others blamed AI manipulation. But one official stood and said something that silenced the room. One of these teenagers is my son. Since birth, he's never lied, not once. He's always hated technology. I only gave him that camera so he could photograph the nature he loved. That boy wouldn't fake a single frame. I trust him. Silence filled the chamber, and with that testimony, doubts crumbled. The truth was undeniable. The president leaned toward and asked the question now haunting them all. So, everything in these photos is real, but then, what are these creatures? What do we call the species that aren't giants to the giants? That's where introduction ends. For those who watched this stream after, please tell me in the comments on what you think is going to happen next. And as well as ideas that you think I should add to the story. And not every stream will be doing one chapter. As in, I won't be having 16 streams for this book. We can spend as long as we need for each chapter to make it perfect in sort of a way. But I'm going to do little edits afterwards so it sounds good before I actually try to um, do a audiobook of this with my own voice because it's my story. But I want to have you guys actually be part of this. Okay. This ideas. Okay. Let's do something new. Okay. Um. Okay, I'm adding that into here so you guys can actually have some credit when it's time. Viewers' ideas. Why are you there? There you go. I'm gonna do so it's gonna be the name, the dash or whatever, and what the idea is. And you can tell me in chat or in the description. I'll add in your thing in here, and boom. I need to type this in correctly. Okay. Alrighty. If you enjoyed the introduction, please tell me in the comments as well. And I'm see you in the next chapter of this, and as well as any other stream I'll be doing, as well as any other videos I'll be creating. See you guys next time.